Welcome back to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates. Sarah's out today, and she'll be back with us soon. We are taking a look at Lutheran camps across the country today and talking about opportunities for this summer. Joining me today, Steve Johnson, Executive Director of Lutheran Valley Retreat in Woodland Park, Colorado. It is good to have you back on the Coffee Hour, Steve. Thanks for being my guest again today.
Andy, thanks for having me. It's just great that you do this. So I really appreciate it.
I am excited to talk about Lutheran Valley Retreat, LVR, in Colorado. Just on a nice winter day like this, it's nice to just close my eyes and think about Colorado and how beautiful it is. And wish I could be there in person with you to have this conversation today.
Yeah.
But it's nice that we can connect virtually. Where is Lutheran Valley Retreat?
Yeah, Lutheran Valley Retreat. Well, our mailing address is in Woodland Park, but ultimately we're still 45 minutes out of Woodland Park, about an hour and a half west of Colorado Springs, which is about 2.5 hours from Denver. So to give everybody an idea, everybody tends to know where Denver is, but
sure,
just to give kind of an idea. So we're kind of still considered the Front Range. We're not in the ski resort area, so we do get snow, but we don't get the ski resort snow in the winter. So
there are different types of snow. I should know this, but I'm not I don't spend enough time in Colorado.
Yeah. No, you're fine. You're all right. Yeah, it's good.
So you get snow, but not the ski resort type of snow. It's just like camp type snow, huh?
Yeah, just enough to get the broom balls out on the pond, and then get the tubes out on the tubing hill. So just enough for that. It's good.
How does LVR play a part in Christian formation for children, for youth, for young adults and adults, even families? How does LVR play a part in that Christian formation?
I think for children and youth, it's kind of that starting to be helping children and youth to understand this autonomy, getting to the point where the faith is their own, getting in a setting where they can experience God, and God really changes a life. And one of the things I always say and always have said is, once we realize what Jesus Christ has ultimately done for us, then we'll have no choice but to live for Him. And camp and LVR is a place where we can begin to see that. And then the life lived in Jesus Christ, going in young adults need mentorship and leadership, and walking alongside young adults and their summer staff as best as we can, to really understand what that life looks like. Understand that, man, it's the beginning when we're in college of understanding what the Holy Spirit can do in our lives. For adults, for families, then it's a time to connect, time to be together. Just that away from the distractions of the world, which is true for all the ages. One of the things that is unique about LVR is our location. We are separated from a lot of things. You don't have cell phone coverage. We do have Wi-Fi, but our internet is pretty bad. We can get through it, but ultimately, we're able to separate from those things and be able to turn off the electronic devices, which everybody's saying is very important, but until you actually do it, and realize how much time you have when those things are no longer in front of the face, it's amazing. And then to experience who they really are. And, we also do men's and women's retreats, and, the time spent in the mountains with other men and other women is pretty valuable. Just the strengthening, encouraging, and just to be able to refocus on the priorities as heads of the family, to know that, hey, let's get back into going to church if we're not going to church. Hey, maybe this God thing is really good for our family. We're seeing some huge impacts in our men's and women's retreats as well.
How does Lutheran Valley Retreat partner with congregations and with parents too, or with families for that Christian nurture, especially when it comes to children and youth? What's your relationship like with the congregation and with parents? What's your role in that?
Yeah, that's a great question. We have a great partnership with a lot of the congregations in our Front Range that have youth ministries. Meaning they come to us for retreats. We do retreats for them. For families, we run a few things in the summer. We always have a huge family weekend over for individual families. Over Labor Day weekend, we do a mother-daughter event, we do a father-son event, and we just to try to get families together in different ways, and that's huge. The partnership with churches, most our men's retreats are kind of connected with churches to really focus on the men and men of the church. The women's retreat is actually, we actually do that on our own. We have some great women who run it, and it's fantastic at the first weekend in October. And then as far as other ways, we have an impact program that churches can bring up kids from their congregation for a discount, and we try to get the youth leaders to stay on site for free, so they can experience what the kids are. And so when you go back at the end of summer, it's like, wow, we had this shared experience together, which is even bigger impact. And then we were able to help them with follow up and just making sure kids are staying connected.
What are you planning for this summer for children, youth, for any ages, really?
That's the $1 million question,
Isn't it though?
Yeah. We made a choice this year to plan for camp as normal. What that looks like is, we have our full schedule. We have it on, it's all on our website at lvr.org, and we're planning on it just like we would any other summer. However, we are also anticipating being able to change. We figured it was easier for us to plan as normal, and then make the adjustments, because we know we could make the adjustments from 2020, what we had to do there, and so that's kind of it. And we're as things go on, as the vaccine gets given out, as schools are, everything moves through. It's kind of, we won't really know what we have to change until probably that April or May time, and we're ready to make those changes. But for now, we're going full on as normal. Excited about the summer still, and just excited for the opportunity to serve children and families.
So, what does a summer? Paint a picture for us. What does a camp look like during the summer at LVR?
Well, yeah, we actually, our schedule's pretty full, as in with most camps. We actually what is it at summer camp? I forget how many hours it is outside. I did the math on it at one time. But the outside time, you figure at least it's going to be a 12, 15 hours potentially outside with a nap time, except for meal times, but for the most part, we're outside. We wake up 8:00, we get some breakfast, and then go right into opening Bible study and activities. And the activities are chosen by the cabin groups. And our activities, we got some hikes, some amazing hikes that we go on. Our Cedar Mountain hike. Stone Cabin is an old cabin that was built in the 1800s that is it's still standing, and it's down in the national forest past our place. Cedar Mountain, it's a mountain that overlooks the entire valley, which is just gorgeous. We also have climbing and rappelling. We have a lot of the standard camp activities, games, archery, fishing. We do have our low ropes and high ropes course team challenges that groups can choose to do. So during those activity sessions, the groups get to choose, the kids get to, and the counselor kind of leads them in that. Our Bible studies are spread out throughout the day, kind of 5 to 15 minute blips is what we call them, of getting into the Word, because it's, trying to saying we can sit down and do an hour's worth of Bible study doesn't work, man. We're at a camp. Let's get outside. So, and then the daily theme of our Bible study is woven throughout the day. And then it's at the end, at night, we kind of come together for campfire, for some singing. And then I think the biggest time of the night is actually that cabin devotion at night, where the counselor gets to sit down with the kids and then talk about the day, process the day. What was your favorite part? What would you like to do tomorrow? But ultimately, where'd you see God today? God in action. So, that's pretty awesome. So then we get to lunch, and do have nap time after lunch, which is actually the most important time of the day, and more activities till dinner. Crafts and things like that are usually done right around that dinner time. We usually in Colorado, typically it gets cloudy and starts to rain most of the afternoons. So we plan our activities to be kind of closer to base camp in case a storm were to come through. And then evening time, one more activity and all camp game, and then we'll off the campfire. So, yeah, full days.
It does. It sounds like you'll be ready for sleep when you finally hit the pillow.
I know. Yes, I know. So, yeah.
Are you still searching for summer staff for this year?
Yeah, we are. And, we're looking for summer staff that are focusing on kids, on helping kids with their faith. We can train all the other skills, but that passion, walking in to summer with that passion on ministry to kids and on making sure that they know who Jesus Christ is what we're, it's harder to teach that. And so, that's what we're looking for. And folks who want to enjoy Colorado for a summer, but we are going to be working with kids a lot. So they want to do that in Colorado. So that's what we're looking for. Yeah.
What do you want parents to know as they consider camp for their family this summer at LVR?
Camp is the best thing you can give your kids, especially in the summer. It helps place to focus on God, but also a place to play safely. And want them to know that camp is we do everything we can to keep kids safe. We keep, especially now with new cleaning protocols. I've never seen camp so disinfected in my life. But then also, with our standard of safety and things like that, is one of the safest things you can do for your kid in the summer.
And how can we find out about camp at Lutheran Valley Retreat this summer?
Yeah, it's on our website, front page, lvr.org.
That's pretty easy to find, lvr.org.
Yes,
Steve, this is it's just been a joy to have you back on the Coffee Hour and to learn more about camp at LVR this summer. Thanks so much for being my guest today.
Hey, thanks for having me, Andy. It's always great to talk to you.
You've been listening to the Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
The Coffee Hour with Andy and Sarah is a production of KFUO. To support the Coffee Hour and KFUO Radio, visit KFUO.org. You can also text KFUO to 41444 or send an email to gifts@KFUO.org. And you can call us at 800-844-0524. KFUO. Christ for you, anytime, anywhere.